Hello everyone, we're back for part 3. I took a break over the weekend to let things develop and see how things were going. Let's start off with the statistics. We now have 378,848 infected, an increase of 103,307 from over the weekend. Total deaths are up to 16,514, with 5,129 being within the last 72 hours. Things are starting to ramp up in the US as we expected, and it appears New York is in a race to the bottom. New York is up to 20,875 infected. Almost 50% of the people with the virus in the US are in New York. For those of you who travel, I would heavily suggest against doing so unless you need to. There are a lot of people who are carrying this virus onto planes. There are now 8 states above 1,000, including New York. We now have New Jersey with 2,844, Washington with 2,221, California with 2,133, Michigan with 1,328, Illinois with 1,285, Florida with 1,227, and Louisiana with 1,172. My state is now up to 234, and we have had 2 total deaths. Now on to some interesting things I found. I was looking at the world population and I saw that China currently has 1.4 billion people in a country that is 3.7 million square miles. India has roughly 1.4 billion as well, but their country is only around 1.3 million square miles. India is refusing to increase how many tests they are doing, so they are currently sitting at 499 confirmed to have the coronavirus. I am really curious how many people actually are sick there. I wanted to throw out some more recent percentages. Unfortunately, these were the most recent I could find. As of March 18th, ages 80 and over is down to 10.4% death rate, 70s is down to 5.35%, 60s is at a 1.5%, and 50s is at 0.37%. If you're younger than 50, it's now below 0.2%. Unfortunately, I couldn't find an exact number for that though. Now, I am still cautioning against returning to your daily lives if you can. I know a lot of places are shut down, but I know a few people who are still going out regularly. If you can stay home, please do, for your own sake and for those people who might not be as safe as you from the virus. I am a gamer, so I am lucky that most of my life hasn't changed. The main thing is, if you think logically, the more people who go out, the longer this virus sticks around. If everyone can fight it off, then we can come out of lockdown. I wanted to go over why New York is seeing such an absurd amount of new cases. New York City's population density is 26,403 people per square mile. This makes it the densest city in America. If we compare that to a city like Phoenix, Phoenix only has 3,165 people per square mile. Phoenix is the 5th largest city, but it is a very large city in comparison to the compact city of New York. This is why Arizona only has 234 people with the virus. I know that there is a lot of information out there saying to stay 6 feet away from everyone you can. This is where you can see in a city like New York, where you really can't do that, you can see why it is running so rampant. This virus started all the way back in November and has taken a long time to become a problem. I was disappointed that the US didn't take harsher action on this sooner. I was listening to some of the YouTubers that I watch for some of my information, and apparently there were steps that they did try to take. He apparently got a crew of people together called the Coronavirus Task Force to try to reduce the impact that it would have on the US. He also was criticized when he wanted to close the borders earlier. Now, unfortunately, it is already here. I would hope at a time like this we can move past politics and do what is good for the people that are here. Now more than ever, people need to start being very careful. There are a couple of states that are already really starting to lock down in order to prevent the spread. Although there have not been any states that have declared martial law, I urge you all to be safe. The thing that will start to make martial law a possibility is when people are out of their jobs and they don't have food. Please help out anyone around you that you could so that we don't have that kind of situation. There is also a bill in the works right now to give the American people and businesses money, if you weren't aware of it. I would urge you all to call your representatives and make sure they hear the voices of the people that need this kind of help. This bill is not only to help some survive, but it is also to help get the economy moving. Unfortunately, there really isn't any more new information to cover on this. It is still going around, so please do be careful. I plan on my next video covering a different subject to try to build the channel that I want it to be. I want this channel to be somewhere people can turn to when they don't know what to do. I want this channel to be a panic room of sorts. If you have anything that you are nervous about, or if you have anything that you're scared of, maybe I can bring you some peace of mind on that subject. I would love to hear any suggestions, and I will look up as much information as I can. Then I will do my best to explain why you might not necessarily need to be as worried about it. Sometimes what scares us most is what we don't know enough about, or what we don't understand. Sometimes people are too busy to put the time in to find out all these details. I can try to look into these for you. Anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoy hearing a bunch of random facts that get buried by all the noise. If you want to see more stuff, please subscribe so I can get more of an audience to hear these. There are a lot of people that are out there just listening to the media, and as I showed in the last couple of videos, that is not a good idea. I hope you are all enjoying what you can during this time of quarantine, and remember to be careful but not scared.